it's probably the most important question I've ever thought about in my life. So Garrett, let's say you have
be so stupid.
let's say you have a daughter, Garrett. Let's say you have a beautiful 3 to 4-year-old daughter, and you're at Giant, just getting your groceries, getting your cereal. She has to use the bathroom. Do you take her in the men's room or the women's room?
Oh gosh, I don't know what's protocol for that.
I don't. I thought about it, and I have my answer.
No, wait. There's got to be a family room.
There is no family room.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 23. The Jordan number is here. Greatness is coming in this episode.
We're getting close to the 25th anniversary.
The quarter mark of our podcast.
Yeah.
Episode 100. What do we do for episode 100? It's very early. We may never get there.
At this rate, we will die on episode 100.
We probably will never get there. But if we do...
That'd be pretty cool.
If we get to episode 100...
If we get to episode 100, our episodes will be 3.5 minutes long by episode 50. We'll have to make some budget cuts.
If we get to episode 100, we got to do what we did in first grade when it was the 100th day of school. Bring 100 items.
If we get to episode 50, I was going to say I'll go shirtless, but I think we can actually get to episode 50. So never mind. Forget that.
Episode 100, you go shirtless. And had to bring 100 Legos or something.
I brought 100 marbles.
What did you do in school for the 100th day?
I said I brought 100 marbles.
That for first grade.
First grade, yeah.
So any other 100th day school? Do you do anything?
No, I think nowadays you have to dress like you're 100. That's like the trend I see online.
Yeah, I remember getting like a fake $100 bill in the mail.
Dang.
For 1 year. Yeah, he dressed up old. Yeah.
That first grade was a deep memory. I forgot about that. The marbles.
Yeah,
I was really stressing. I couldn't think of what to go with. So I saw this stupid vase of marbles, and I'm like, guess I got to go with marbles.
Yeah, I brought Legos, and I just remember being like, dang, this is not that many. I remember thinking 100 was going to be like, I'd have endless options with my Legos, but I had to pick
There's not even Lego sets that are 100 pieces.
Yeah, but that was a good time. But anyways, this is episode 23, so we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to do a pretty standard podcast, a couple questions, and we're bringing back a major debate. We had our sports debate, and at the end of that, we started to debate what makes an athlete. So we're going to get into that a little bit later, but first, I have a pretty dumb question for Ethan here, and that is... Okay, so there's different packs of gum, but I need you to visualize the extra Wrigley's gum, which is like
Big League Chew?
No. Just like a regular pack. I don't know. It has like 3 slots.
Okay.
So there's 3.
Yeah.
3 slots of gum. It's a new pack. Where are you taking the first piece of gum from? The left, the middle, or the right?
First thing that comes to mind is the top left corner. I don't know.
The top left. There isn't a top. It's just 3 slots.
Oh. So left corner.
So just the left.
Yeah.
See,
left corner, locking it in.
I got to put up a photo of this pack of gum because I feel like that's a standard pack of gum.
I'm visualizing like the foldable thing. Like it folds and unflaps into 3 different assortments of gum.
What?
Like
I'm thinking of this. There's an ad in front of it now. Is it there? No, it's not. What the heck?
I saw it before.
Okay.
But 3 different rows of gum?
No, it's just 3 slots of gum. You've ever had extra? Look, you can see it on my camera.
I'm definitely not taking it down the middle. You're a psychopath if you do that. I take it from the left.
No, I take it out of the middle. It's the easiest to access, I feel like.
This is ridiculous, Gary. I can't be your friend anymore.
Okay, guys, we're not getting episode 50.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I take it out of the middle. I don't know. It's something you don't really think about, but I feel like it's the easiest to go for. I don't know. And I will finish that row before I go on to the next one. So it'll be the middle's empty, and then I go to the left.
Okay, I was gonna ask. Then once you get the middle done, do you go left or right?
Yeah. Okay. Although that's not always the case, but I would say most times I'm just getting the middle. I might take the left or right here or there before I finish the middle, but I'd say most cases I'm just finishing the middle of the pack before I move on.
I I think I go left, then middle, then right for my juicy fruit.
You're a juicy fruit guy? So it's
I don't have that much gum. I don't eat juicy fruit nearly as much as I used to after we did that gum game challenge.
Yeah, that was not good gum.
Yeah.
But is it laid out the same way?
I think so.
All right. So you would go left, middle, right. Left to right.
Yes.
And you will finish the left row first. If you haven't had
but
gum
in
a
this
while.
situation, I'll never eat extra gum because I can't eat peppermint gum. I think it's spicy.
Jeez.
And it tastes like toothpaste.
No. Are you a person that thinks mint chocolate chip ice cream tastes like
No,
toothpaste?
I love mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Okay.
But I can't have it in
despise
gum
those
form.
people.
Yeah.
I despise those people.
'Cause that's got chocolate in it, and it's like a creamy mint.
I mean, toothpaste and ice cream are
I
I
think
just can't comprehend how.
I think there's a
get
difference
toothpaste.
between peppermint and mint, though. Like mint is like the lifesaver things. That's like a soft like mint, or mint chocolate chip. That's a softer mint. Peppermint, it's spicy. They put peppers in there. I can't eat peppermint gum.
There's no way there's pepper in peppermint.
If you did the thing where I have to like eat 5 pieces of gum, then brush my teeth, then drink like an ice cold glass of water in the morning, I would go into cardiac arrest.
Man, you got to build that tolerance up, man. You can't even do like hot sauce then?
I eat buffalo wings.
Okay, that's not too bad.
I put hot sauce like on my eggs and stuff.
So that's not. I wouldn't call a mint spicy.
That's Frank's Red Hot though, not Tabasco. I can't do Tabasco sauce.
Yeah, Tabasco's is more spicy. Yeah, but still, that's weird. See, I would have a harder time with buffalo wings than I would with mint gum. Like I don't need a cup of water.
Well, buffalo wings is kind of like drowned out with butter, so that's where I'm at.
It does depend.
I think that's the solution. Just make buffalo gum, just peppermint, but add some butter to it. Now you got buffalo gum.
That's disgusting. Anyways, you want to crack into this athlete debate, or do you want to ask your question first? Because I feel pretty locked.
I don't know how much of a debate this is going to be. I don't know how much I have to bring to the table for this. It's going to be more so you enlightening me. I'll ask you my question first.
How do you feel about athletes? It's.
I'll ask you my question first because this is a heavy hitter.
Ooh.
I think it's probably the most important question I've ever thought about in my life. So Garrett, let's say you have.
Be so stupid.
Let's say you have a daughter, Garrett. Let's say you have a beautiful 3 to 4 year old daughter, and you're at Giant, just getting your groceries, getting your cereal. She has to use the bathroom. Do you take her in the men's room or the women's room?
Oh gosh, I don't know what's protocol for that.
I don't. I thought about it, and I have my answer.
No, wait. There's got to be a family room.
There is no family room.
Is that even legal? I guess most. Where am I?
You're not gonna make your 3-year-old daughter go in the bathroom by
You
herself.
said I'm at a.
You're at Giant.
They gotta have a family.
They don't. I don't think so.
I know some people that work at Giant. I gotta ask them now. Well, I can't now.
I have my answer, but
it's gotta be the men's room.
I agree because
there's no way
she's not gonna be alone.
Yeah.
She'll
okay,
be with me.
Yeah, no.
But
the more I think about, there's no way I'm going into.
We can't go into women's bathrooms. Like that's a big no.
It's a good question on the surface, but there's no way I'm going into a woman's room. Because if you bring your kid in there, it's like eyes, whatever. But
I'm sure that men would.
Wait. Now, okay, from what I've seen in the preschools or whatever, it's either you have a diaper or you're able to go yourself. So, in what scenario do you like to change their diaper? You're saying, I guess, because if they can use the bathroom, they can just go and use the bathroom on the way outside. Or if they poop, then I'm either hiking it out of there and going home.
Okay, she's
quick.
in early potty training.
So she has a diaper.
No, she doesn't have a diaper.
Well, if I'm going to the grocery store and she doesn't know how to use the bathroom yet, she's going to have a diaper.
What if she's like a couple weeks into learning how to be potty trained and you don't trust her to go in by herself. You don't trust her to go in the women's room by herself. You're
She'll
still
have
making her go.
pull-ups on, and
But if
like-
she always wears a diaper, she's always going to use the diaper. You can't. You got to take off the training wheels eventually.
that's where you get the pull-ups, which I think is like the middle
that a
ground.
thing?
Yeah,
Pull-ups.
pull-up diapers.
What is
I had never really looked into
What is
diapers,
that?
but I
Just
think
like diaper / underwear.
purpose of pull-up diapers. Let's see what Google says. It helps your child potty train. It mimics underwear, and that your child can pull them up and down, but they offer the same protection.
So that are
So my kid will have a pull-up on, and then they can attempt to use the bathroom on their own by pulling them down and going, and I'll be waiting outside making sure like I can hear them and stuff.
So
in
you're
case there's-
you're
I don't
you're
know.
the bouncer outside the door for the women's bathroom.
Yeah, I guess.
What if they say, "Daddy, can you please go in with me?"
I'm saying you can use you can go in your pants. I don't.
Wow.
I am not going in the women's room.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I will not go in the women's room.
No.
But there's no way I would let my daughter go in a bathroom, the men's bathroom. Never mind. I was gonna say, why would she go in the men's bathroom
What
and
are you
I
trying-
don't go in?
What are you trying to get at?
Forget that point.
Man, he really cracked the code.
My
with that
daughter
one.
is a daughter, not a son.
So what? Does it matter if it's? Well, I guess if it's a son, then you would just.
If
go,
it's a
you
son,
could still
yeah.
go in with them.
Yeah, you go in the men's room, but
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think. I think I'd still just send them. Like, why would I have to go in with them? I'd just send them in. I'll be like, "You got it, trooper. Let them go." I'm raising men here.
wow,
By the time they're 3, they better be able to do push-ups. I'm just
that's impressive. Well, you were
No,
talking about
it's-
pull-ups, and I was like, "What is this guy talking about? Like, what?"
Nah.
Are you gonna let your kid, if you have a kid, are you gonna give them McDonald's and all that fast food and stuff, or? I feel like the
I'd
goal
like to
is to keep
become a-
them off of it, but it's gonna be hard to cook for your kid every day.
I don't know. I'd prefer not to give them fast food, but maybe like a reward meal.
Once you give it to them once, though, they're gonna be crying for it every day, I think.
I want to become a solid enough cook where they like my food more.
Yeah, I don't know. A toddler's a toddler, though.
Well, that's a toddler. I just make chicken nuggies.
You want to be a solid cook. You can make the Kim Kemele pancakes. they'll go crazy about
Oh
those.
yeah,
Kids
I
love
make
chocolate.
I make good pancakes.
Yeah.
I make good pancakes.
I don't really make much kid-friendly food. I make steak and I smoke brisket. Here you go, buddy.
Hey, if your brisket's tender enough, a 2-year-old
Yeah.
can eat it.
Yeah.
I don't want your.
Eat it.
Jeez. And you always got goldfish. All reliable. But yeah, interesting question. At first I was like, I have no clue, but yeah, I'm not going in. Yeah, there's no way. There is no way.
I feel like there's going to be situations where you have to go attend with your child, though. I don't know. I don't know if it's
I'm more
bold to say
curious-
you're going to trust your kid to do it by themselves.
Yeah, they don't have. Yeah, no, I guess toilets are really big for a 3-year-old. Dude,
There's got to be kids that fall in the toilets all the time. Tragedy happens.
dude, I don't. I also want to know if a kid poops in their diaper when I'm at Giant, what like the timetable is for when I need to change it. Like, do I need to change it on the spot, or can I run home and change it? I mean, is that stinking up the car? Is like
My whole thought process is, do I even have to change it? I don't want to change any diapers.
you're gonna have to change
that-
some diapers.
That'll be mom's job.
You're changing some diapers.
Yeah, I know.
You're
I know.
changing most diapers. Is my guess.
Yeah. If the kid has a diaper, then I get a diaper.
What?
I don't know.
What is he getting at today? I don't know. What do you just been playing with that cord this whole time?
Yeah.
What even is that?
I don't know.
You just found it. All right. Anyways, I'm ready to get into this athlete debate. What is or what makes an athlete? Since this is my topic, I want to just hear your fresh thoughts on what you would define an athlete as.
An athlete is someone that plays a physicality-based sport.
So just because they play it makes them an athlete.
Yes. You can be a bench warmer on a baseball team. You're an athlete.
So even if you are terrible,
You're not a great athlete, but you're an athlete.
So yours isn't based off of physical achievement. It's based off of physical labeling.
Yeah. Like when I was being terrible on the high school track team, I was a student athlete. And I wore that title with pride, Garrett.
See,
When you were on the JV 7th grade baseball team, you were a student athlete.
Yeah, I don't see it that way. So
now, like a 6-year-old kid playing pee-wee football, I would not call him an athlete. That's a little Jimmy.
So I'm already seeing a flaw because that's a kid playing in a physical sport. So why is he not an athlete?
Because he's a kid.
Because he's not good enough. Because he's not an athlete. Look, I'm taking the sports part of it pretty much out of the equation.
Okay.
I'm saying it's basically just if you are above average in physical capabilities. So you got to be in shape. And
you don't even have to play a sport. You can just
I think you should play a sport. But it's tough because you can be in very good shape.
What about some really cut guy that does CrossFit, but he doesn't play sports? But CrossFit's pretty active.
I'm going to look up the definition of an athlete really quick.
It's going to be someone that plays a sport, I think.
I feel like we already did on the last time we did this, but I forget. But yeah, I'm more looking at it from what the physical capabilities are. Okay, so this says, proficient in sports and other forms of physical exercise.
So, well, you don't think track is a sport, so a track star is an athlete. And you don't think golf is a sport. So is Tiger Woods an athlete?
You don't need to be. You can be an athlete in something that isn't a sport, and you can play a sport and not be an athlete. Like, what's a good example of a sport like chess? Chess, in my opinion, is a sport, but you're not an athlete.
Yeah, and NASCAR?
NASCAR, I will say F1 racing, you're an athlete. I looked at some of the training they have to do, and I'm like, yeah, they're athletes.
Their reflexes are crazy amazing, and they have to train their necks or whatever because of how much the car shakes.
I don't know if
that
NASCAR
is pretty crazy.
I don't know if NASCAR is the same, but I'm gonna say they're not without knowing I'm just gonna say they're not athletes, but they probably are. More actually, yeah, they probably.
So
are.
Every player in the NFL is an athlete, though, no matter if he's terrible or on the bench.
Well, if you're in the NFL, then you're an athlete.
Exactly.
But throw out some other examples. Just it could be anything, and I'll tell you if they're an athlete or not.
Jared on the JV football team.
Jared on the JV.
In high school. Jared Saunders, when he was
Oh,
on the football team in high
Jared.
school, on the JV team.
It's so tough to define an athlete. I would say this is harder than sports by a million times. Because I feel like is Jared above average in athleticism? In terms of people his age.
Untapped potential is what I think of.
I would say he's right on the line, JV. Now I would say yes. I feel like Jared has grown into his body, and he's above average.
I don't know if he deserves the title of athlete.
Oh!
I don't want to just name drop friends that the audience won't know, but would you call Ben an athlete?
Yes. He played high school.
He excels
sports.
at backyard sports?
We played high school.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'd say he maintains
I
the
think
same
Ben's the
physical
most
fitness.
athletic out of our friends.
Give me
John Cena.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that.
So you have the biggest debate too at my apartment was esports. If people who play video games are athletes.
Ninja. I mean,
because of their hand-eye coordination and reflexes and
no.
thumb abilities. I don't think so. It takes skill, but you're not an athlete. You can be 400 pounds and play video games at a good level. So that's not an athlete. If you can't run a mile, maybe I just define it off of the fitness test. Maybe I just do that. If you are above average in the high school fitness test, then you're an athlete.
What if you take do you know?
Or you could be an athlete once you play a sport. We could say that too. So stepping stools would be, you need to pass the fitness test, then you need to play a sport or do some form of physical exercise.
Do you think Brian Shaw can pass the fitness test?
Some he would. See, he's a weird example.
What do you think his mile time is?
Oh gosh,
I'd say it's like 9.5 minutes, to be honest.
I'd give him like 8.
All right.
I don't know, but
How many?
that's a weird example where he's just so great in one area. It's everything else is flawed because of that. Like you see the videos of bodybuilders trying to touch their back, or I saw a video of bodybuilders trying to play basketball, and it's terrible. But at the end of the day, you can say they're an athlete in their sport.
I've got some sort of bias against ninja and esport gamers, although they're really talented. I would say Brian Shaw's an athlete, and I would say Joey Chestnut is an athlete.
Is Joey Chestnut an athlete? Gosh, dude.
I cannot.
I wish
I can't do what I can't do what that guy
Look,
can do.
I would love for someone to break down what an athlete is for me. So, because I'm not confident in my answers. I'm not. I'm being very vulnerable here. With sports, I felt like I cracked the code, and I had my set definition. With athlete, unless you oversimplify it, there's just so much that goes into it. Because there's so many different ways of going about what people do and their physical.
I think if we're including Joey Chestnut, it just has to do with just having a superior body and just using your body.
But how do you define a superior body?
If your physical talents can bring you success. But now I'm thinking of like models and stuff. Models aren't athletes.
Oh my! It's tough, and hopefully it's giving some thoughts to the audience of what they think. But there's no way.
I don't think this is
going to
make or break someone's life. Like I don't think they're gonna have the big job interview and have to answer this.
Well, yeah, but. So what is Okay, so going back to the definition, it has a person who is proficient.
At what?
In sports and other forms of exercise. So what is the cutoff for proficient? Here, let's see some other Google things here. That's the same. Okay, so this is saying the definition is broad. An athlete can be talented in various sports at different ages and performance levels. This one says a person who is trained or skilled in exercises, sports, or games requiring physical strength, agility, or stamina. So their requirements here are strength, agility, and stamina, which I would agree with. I would say you need at least 2 of those.
In your mind, we're talking about who are athletes, who aren't athletes in your mind, because it seems like we're just bringing up
esports.
Like we're getting a lot of yeses here, but besides esports, you said Tiger Woods was a maybe, but I would call Tiger Woods an athlete.
Yeah, no, it's really
what
just
about
comes down
darts? The best darts player. Okay.
I think we did kind of talk about that too.
What about bowling?
Yes,
okay.
I'd say you need. Yeah, I like this definition. I'd say you need.
So how is bowling different from darts?
It requires more of your body and more strength. Darts is very similar to the same mechanics of like just being fast with your thumbs. It's just being good with your wrists and your arm.
I don't know.
In my opinion,
they're not throwing bowling balls like 45 miles an hour.
Because with darts, there's no strength, there's no agility, and there's no stamina. I'd say you need at least one of those. If you have none of those, then you're not an athlete. So esports.
I think darts players have stamina. They have to replicate
That's
the
not
perfect throws every
stamina.
time.
That's not stamina, though.
Their hands might get tired.
No.
So what do bowlers have?
They have strength.
They don't have strength.
Yeah, they do.
No. Have you seen a kid on the bowling team?
I'm saying higher level strength or higher level bowling. Then it just comes down to my second point. All right, so first point is it needs to have strength, agility, or stamina. Second point is they need to be how do I want to put this? Above average in their sport.
So, not compared to like the other competition, but just compared to the overall sports
I'd
players.
say no, just like their age and the people. Just okay, you take 100 men, 13-year-old or 20-year-old boys, whatever it is, and you make them all play bowling. You need to be at a respectable number in the rankings in that bowling match.
I would take like top 5 out of that. I don't think a lot of people are bragging about being the 6th best bowler in a group of 100 kids.
I'd say like you need to be at least top 20.
I think one's got to give in with this bowling darts thing. I think either bowlers aren't athletes or darts players are athletes.
All right, so this is how I'm going to put it. I really like strength, agility, or stamina. Then you need to be in the 80th percentile in your sport among people your age. Doesn't have to be people who play that sport. Just need to be in the 80th percentile, right? I'm saying that right?
I get it.
Pretty
yeah.
sure that like top 20% would be 80th percentile. Maybe even like 85. It's tough because with different activities, like you could get to top 15% pretty easily if you just like teach yourself how to play. I don't know. But, or maybe, I'm going to keep looking at different definitions. I want to try and figure this out on camera. But we'll keep talking through it. Just, am I an athlete if I lift weights? This says no. So weightlifting does not make you an athlete according to this, which is interesting.
Well, I think if you're in the 80th percentile, if you're a very good weightlifter, I would call you an athlete.
So this is saying you need to be competing regularly in an organized sport. So, and that's...
I mean, I see you can have a really good guy, a guy in good shape at the gym, but unless he takes his weightlifting to higher talents, he's just a guy in great shape.
I'd feel like, though, if you see someone, let's say, I don't know, let's say, like, this is going to be such a dumb example, but let's say there's like a grocery bag flying in the wind, and he chases it down and grabs it at like 20 miles per hour top speed. I'd look at him and be like, that guy's an athlete. Even if he's not playing a sport.
I'm not really thinking of like him like lifting actual weights. I'm thinking of like if I were to like be in a pickup game of basketball with this guy.
But basketball is a sport. But then if
you can play basketball and non-athletes though. You play with me.
All right, this is what I'm going to do, I think. I'm going to say they need to participate in an organized sport or competition. So then Joey Chestnut, because he definitely has stamina.
Okay.
So this is what we're going to do. Number 1, they have strength, agility, or stamina. Number 2, they need to participate in an organized sport or competition.
That requires physicality or...
That requires one of the 3. Yeah, that requires strength, agility, or stamina.
What does Joey Chestnut have out of those?
Stamina. He's eating food you need stamina to survive that.
I think that's more so just like
That's
gut
capacity. I'm giving him stamina for that. That's my opinion. And then the last point will be you need to be in like the 85th percentile out of people your age in that sport. Not out of people who play the sport, just 100 people. You put 100 random people together, you would be the 85th percentile out of that. Because anyone can play a sport, but if you're not at a reasonably solid level, you're not an athlete. Even if you're trying to attempt strength or agility. You had to be proficient in it, which I would say is at least 85th percentile. I hope I'm saying that right.
What would you say snowboarding is?
Are they an athlete?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say you need strength and agility. I'd say, if you have... Well, what's competitive snowboarding? Or you're saying you just go to the slopes?
I'm saying just like a regular snowboarder.
I mean, well, that's not an organized competition or sport.
All right.
But if it's organized competition or sport, I think that actually is pretty doggone good.
Your rules?
My 3 rules.
I feel bad for darts guys that they got left out and bowlers got in. But besides that, I think it's decent.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
And this means that Ninja's not in, right?
He's not in.
Okay.
He is in a competition, though, but I don't see strength that you
Badminton players are in because that takes agility.
And stamina and strength. That does all 3, in my opinion.
Badminton? Yeah. I get. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know about strength.
Well, you gotta have some muscle to get it over. I don't know.
I'm trying to think of anything else. I think we kind of hit it all.
I'm pretty proud of myself for coming up with that on the podcast. I think it's pretty... I'm going to have to talk with some people and see if they can break me or if I have a pretty solid attack here with how to define an athlete. So one more time, you must...
These are ands or ors? Like one of the
strength,
3?
Just one of the 3. Just need one of the 3.
For all your rules?
Oh, no, you need all 3 rules. But in terms of the first rule, you need strength, agility, or stamina.
Okay.
Which, it's kind of hard to have stamina. Well, I guess Joey Chestnut's the one example of having stamina but not strength or agility. I feel like if you have agility... Well, I guess you don't necessarily have strength, but... I don't know. Those 3 or something very similar to those 3. Because you could say, hand-eye coordination almost, but I feel like that couldn't stand alone.
For Joey Chestnut?
No, for rule number 1, other traits, but you can't rely that. That can't be a standalone.
Yeah.
So I guess you can't do that. So strength, agility, or stamina. Rule 2: you must be in a sports or competition. Professional, not even professional, but a recognized one.
Yeah.
So organized, yeah. And the reason I say competition is because if you watched our sports debate, a lot of things that are considered sports, I saw as competitions. So then I would say in a regular public view, where all of them would just be sports, then you can just keep the rule as they are in an organized sport. But I'm saying competitions too, because that's how I see it. And then number 3, 85th percentile. Got to be somewhat good at it. Anything you want to add?
So you on the baseball team, you weren't in the 85th percentile, you would say? So
out
you
of
missed
all
out.
Boys my age, I would say I was.
Okay.
If you're taking all 13, I don't know how old
So you would say you were an athlete then for the baseball team?
Student athlete?
Good for you, man. But I wasn't, because I wasn't in the 85th percentile when it came to track and field.
You don't think? I would say you were.
When
just 100 guys.
Not 100 track and field players?
Yeah, no, it's not 100 people in that.
Okay. Maybe I'm an athlete. Yeah.
Maybe 85's too low, because if you're taking 100 people who just play video games
That's
or have
what
a
I
desk
was
job.
thinking. I was thinking of the top 5.
But then there's things like actually, yeah, maybe I move it up.
Just top 10.
Let's do 90th percentile. I think that's good.
So you think you were in the 90th percentile? Wow.
I wasn't very good, but I'd say you take 100 people. Well, actually, that actually is pushing it, because how many guys were in our high school class?
I don't know.
I think it was 400 graduated. So that's 200 kids, and there was 14 on the team or something. I don't know, maybe even more. So I was pushing it.
You made it though.
Barely. So yeah, let's do 90th percentile. I think that's a better number. So
I think this went better than the sports thing. Well,
I
thought the
liked them
sports
both.
thing went
This
pretty
one
good.
started rocky because I didn't really know what I was going to say
Yeah.
for it. I just had some opinions, but nothing that I felt confident in. But after looking up some Google definitions, I was able to use some of those without stealing their definition. I've added to it because it even says it's a broad definition. So I think we cracked down on it.
And I think we made the world a better place with this.
Definite. But I think that's about it. So thank you for listening to episode 23. See you in 2 weeks. Peace.
Goodbye.